Don't care if there's a hater hating on me. Hello, amazing people. Welcome back to Noon Scorpio Moon Tarot. If you're a returning subscriber, oh my god, thank you so much. I love you. If you're new here, please make sure to give this video a like, comment, subscription if you find this message resonating with you. But today we will be figuring out why you are so admirable. What makes people admire you, and why you should definitely admire yourself. So this is partially self-love and partially validation from the outside. How the world admires you and how you should definitely admire yourself, my love. Okay? So as always, we have our beautiful, amazing oils here. We have pile 1, the Success Oil. Pile 2, my 125th Street Oil. Pile 3, PTAH Oil. Pile 4, All Saints Oil. Pile 5, Star Oil. And pile 6, KEISHA Coal Oil. Take as much time as you need, and if you need to meditate, please feel free. I recommend that you do. And in the meantime, I'll see you at your reading. Hello to the amazing people that chose our Success Oil. If you chose this oil, then this reading is for you. So, we have 4 cards, I believe, right now. And I'm looking for my... Okay, it's over there. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw another Black Moon Oracle deck card, but in the meantime, these 3 cards are going to be representative of the people admire about you, and this card right here is what you should definitely admire about yourself. So we should start here because love starts within. I thoroughly believe that. So what you should admire about yourself. So we have Roots, the 4th house. You should admire yourself because you are an extremely maternal or a paternal energy. You're an extremely solid energy. You are a reliable energy. You are a reliable person. You are an amazing person who can take responsibility and take care of a lot of things and for a lot of people at once. You may be really good with children. You may be extremely family oriented, and your family especially may admire you because you're just so reliable, and you love to be in a family environment so much. Even if it's not your real family, you know, if you are the type of person who may not have the best relationship with their family, I feel like you're good at cultivating family as well. You're good at creating family. You're good at creating, you know, a place where, an environment where people can just feel loved and can rest their head and just feel like they are a part of something. You might be a great organizer. You might be a person who organizes a lot of things, can organize a group of people. Maybe, excuse me. And I would typically associate what I'm about to say with like Aries, but you're a good leader. I feel like you're just a good a great person to be at the head of a household or at the head of something, you know? You love your family, and I think you would do anything for them. And that's why you should admire yourself. And I think that's why you admire yourself, because if this is showing up, this is something you already know, that you are a family-oriented person, and I think you prefer to keep it in the family. Maybe you're desiring to have generational wealth, just have something for your family so that when you're gone, they have something. You know, you might be extremely connected to your grandmother. Your grandmother might have taught you very important values, and for that you admire her. Or your grandfather. I'm getting a grandparent. Some grandparent is extremely important in your value system, and that's why you admire yourself. You admire your family most of all. You admire the places in which you came from. You appreciate the places from whence you came from, the community you came from, the house you came from, the street you grew up on, the people you grew up with, the people who made you who you are today. You admire those experiences, and you admire those experiences that shaped you into the person you are today. You're so grateful for those experiences. You're so grateful for those circumstances, because they really they gave you perspective on life, or they just really grounded you in reality. Beautiful. I love that. I don't think I'm going to draw another card for that. It gave me a lot of energy. So this right here, like I said, is why people admire you. So first card, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Second card, we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Third card, we have Strength in reverse. So for the 8 of Pentacles, first and foremost, you're a person who puts in work. You're a person who is very, I think, goal-oriented. You're someone who is not afraid to really grind in order to get what they want. And I think people really admire that about you, that you are, your work ethic is so admirable, you know. And you might do a lot of hard work. You might do a lot of work that is, you know, other people wouldn't necessarily want to do or necessarily can do, but your work ethic is incredible. You know, you put in slow hard work. And, you know, even though you may not get results instantly, you know, you might come across some setbacks every now and then, but I feel like overall people really just admire your work ethic and your ethic in general, and your work ethic into getting something done. And this doesn't necessarily have to be job related, you know. If you say for instance, like conflict management, maybe, like you are determined, your determination, yes, your determination is something that people really admire. Your determination to maybe solve problems, your determination to, you know, get something fixed, your determination to go after what you want, your determination, your energy, your passion to get things done is very admirable. Maybe people like the way you clean up your house. Maybe people like the way that you decorate your house. If you say you want to do something, you go after it. You don't stop. And you really are going after what you want. So the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, this is giving me the energy of like not giving up. Like you, maybe you don't get everything that you want in life, but you really make do with what you have. Like you make do with the resources that you have, and even if they're not exactly how you want it, like, you know, to interpret this card literally, you know, upright, this man has his fruits. He has all his fruits, and in the fruits there are pentacles. So yeah, maybe, you know, when you cut into your fruit, the fruit is not as sweet, but you know what, your fruit grew big, and they grew to full maturity, and they grew to ripeness. So even if they're not as sweet as you thought they were going to be, you still are very grateful. You're an extremely grateful person. You're grateful for the things that you have. You're grateful for the people around you. You're grateful for your experiences. The experiences along the way. The determination you have and the journey that you take along the way. I think people admire that. People see your journey and they see that, you know, maybe sometimes you don't get exactly what you want, but you still are extremely grateful, and you don't really fuss about it all that much. With the Strength card in reverse, yeah, you don't really fuss about a lot. Maybe you're extremely gentle, and you might be especially vulnerable. You might be a very vulnerable person. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. You're not afraid to potentially maybe get in trouble. You're not afraid to lose things. You're not afraid. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm having like a weird burp moment. You're not afraid. You're not afraid to be vulnerable. You're not afraid to put yourself in a vulnerable position. And people really admire that about you. You may, you know, because you're so determined and because you really just don't, I don't think that you're necessarily afraid of putting yourself in a vulnerable position when it pertains to going after what you want in life. And, you know, even if you don't necessarily end up exactly where you thought you were going to, you're extremely grateful for your experiences, and people see that you're extremely determined to put yourself out there, and you're not afraid to make yourself look stupid. You know what I mean? You're not afraid to look like, you know, you're going after what you want. You're not afraid. And people see that, and people really admire that. They admire your bravery. They admire your ability to be so grateful, and they admire your vulnerability as well. And that's a really beautiful thing. So guys, pile one, that was your reading. If this reading resonated, please give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi, pile two. So if you chose my 125th Street oil, this reading is for you. And we are going to draw, I have 4 cards for you. This card is why you should admire yourself, first and foremost. We should always have love for ourselves before we look for validation from others, at least at a certain age. And these cards down here are going to be what people admire about you. So first off, this card is why you admire yourself and why you should always love yourself, and something that you really just love about yourself. Part of fortune, increase. Interesting. I'm feeling that. Excuse me. Oh dear. I'm feeling that you take opportunities and you really make the most out of you can with them. Whatever is thrown your way, whatever circumstance you're in, you can really just make the situation like 10 times as better. So say for instance, like you get a really shitty apartment. The landlord has not kept up with, you know, maintenance. It's not in good condition. What you would do, for example, is you would take that apartment and you would just really go in, renovate it, and make it into your dream home. Make it clean, get new fixtures, new carpet, decorate it beautifully, and you would really just make the most out of the situation, you know? And I think you're just a lucky person as well. I feel like you admire yourself because you just admire the luck that you've had in life. Like, wow, I'm so lucky. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm able to have the things that I have. And that just attracts more abundance. Like, you being grateful for the things that you have, the things that, you know, you've experienced, and you being grateful for that attracts more and more abundance tenfold into your life. And you admire that about yourself. You admire your ability to be extremely positive in otherwise, you know, uncomfortable situations. You might have an incredible smile. You might be very, very, very happy person. You might have a beautiful smile. You know, your heart is very big. I feel like the way that your love, the love that you have in your heart is so amazing. Like, you love to give love to people, and that's not necessarily romantic love, but you just love to make people feel loved. You love to keep spirits high with people. You love the finer things in life too. Like, I feel like you also hold yourself to a high standard, and because you hold yourself to a high standard, you just attract beautiful things. You attract things that are of good quality. You attract more money, you know. You might love material. You might be a fan of material luxuries. You might be a fan of having quality things in your life. You might be a fan of just having very beautiful surroundings, things that are very positive. You might be spiritual, and you might be a spiritual warrior, and you might just like really know how to cut out low vibrational activities, energies, people, situations. You know how to cut out low vibrational things, and might just be a type of person spiritually where you are just vibing very high, on a very high frequency. If you don't know what part of fortune is an asteroid in your natal chart. If you don't know what that is, I suggest going to astro.com and searching for that. That'll be in the additional objects at the very bottom. Try to see where your part of fortune is, and whatever sign that is, that's also where you will get a lot of prosperity as well. So for instance, like if you have your part of fortune in Capricorn in the second house, you might always experience, for example, a lot of wealth. If you have part of fortune in Jupiter in the sixth house, then you might experience a lot of spiritual advancement. You might experience a lot of organizational advancement. You might be extremely good at organizing, just for example, 2 examples. But yes, positive vibes, positive energy, positive energy, positive energy. I had to say that 3 times. So these 3 cards are how other people admire you. Beautiful. Okay. Very interesting. So we have the 4 of Wands in reverse. I think that people admire you because... Oh, let me focus this. I think people admire you because even when it appears to be that you're off your kilter and you are unstable, you have instability in your life, you still have an inner peace. You still have an inner stability that is very admirable. So even if your material world, even if your inner world, even your inner dialogue is a bit chaotic, your outer world, your physical reality is a bit chaotic, I feel like you still present as someone who has everything under control. Very cool, calm, and collected. So you might be the type you might be the type of person who just really knows how to remain calm in otherwise difficult situations. Your inner peace, your inner harmony, the harmony that you present to the world, is something that is very admirable. Other people might be like, if they were going through like a time that was a bit unstable, insecure, don't really know what's going to happen, like you just give the energy of like, wow, they're still, they still are stable, they seem to be fine. This is my favorite card in the African American tarot deck. Isn't she so beautiful? I'm sorry, I love her so much. This is the Star. You are always looking towards the future. Yes, you look at your past, you see your past, but you always see a clear way towards the future. You leave all the bullshit behind and you keep going, and people would really admire that. Whatever hardships you faced in your life, whatever complications you faced in your life, you don't let that hold you back. And people really admire that. You keep it pushing. You really do. You really keep it pushing. This is the sign of Aquarius. So you might be someone who has a significant Aquarius placement. That could be, for example, your ascendant, other than your big 3. Besides your sun, moon, and your rising in Aquarius, you could have your south node in Aquarius or your north node in Aquarius. South node in Aquarius, people are extremely very Aquarius-like, but you keep it pushing towards the future, and you see a bright future. You're extremely optimistic, and that, going back to the part of fortune card, you're extremely optimistic about the future, and you don't really let the limitations of now hold you back from dreaming about the future. So much so, but you might not be extremely well grounded in the present, because you're so optimistic, you know, and you're looking towards the future, and you're looking towards your past, and you're seeing how you can shed your past in order to make way for a better future. So you might be extremely grounded. You might be extremely grounded in the present, but you do tend to time travel and just go back and forth to see how you can make way for a better future. And then we have, what is this? This is, I believe this is the Knight of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. You're constantly going through transformations. I feel like you're not afraid to go into your inner world. I feel like you're not afraid to go into your darkness in order to just regenerate yourself. Even if this card was upright, I feel like I would interpret it in the same way. To be honest, your power of regeneration, your power of reinventing yourself, your power of, you know, going through tough times and coming out, you know, is very victorious, valorous, and, you know, a knight, you know, it's very admirable. You know, you go in your passions, you go into your passions so deeply and so heavily. You know, you might be have significant Sagittarius placements as well, but your power for transformation is incredible, and I don't think a lot of people can have the bravery that you have to just go through life and continue to push forward as hard as you do through seemingly tremendous difficulties. You just keep on going. You have passion, and you're going to beat your way through the crowd. You don't care. And people really admire that about you, my love. You are brave above everything. You are optimistic, and you are brave. Okay? Oh, I love this pile. All right, pile 2, this was your reading. If this reading resonated, please don't be afraid to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that, leave a nice little comment for me. Follow me on Instagram. I do readings there as well, just like very general readings. So, yes. I will see you in my next reading, my love. Have a great day. Bye. Sup, pile 3. If you chose my PTAH oil, this is your reading for how people admire you, what makes people admire you, and why you should admire yourself first and foremost. You kidding me? So this card is how you admire yourself, how you should admire yourself, what you should admire about yourself. So let's get into it. And then these 3 cards down here are going to be how other people admire you. Grand Provoker. Interesting. Is that you, Cardi B? Cardi B has this configuration in her birth chart. If you don't know what this configuration, this shape is, this is a grand cross or a grand square. If you know anything about astrology, squares are tension. Squares are kind of like a fire under your ass to inspire you to create action and create awareness. It does create tension. Can't lie. It can be uncomfortable to have squares in your chart, or even a grand square, grand cross, like Cardi B has. But you can see she has a lot of energy. She has an extreme amount of energy. So I think your fire, the fire that you have in your body, the passion, the absolute passion, you're not afraid to back down from a challenge. You're not afraid to back down from anybody. You might not even be afraid to back down from the police. Like if police had guns on you, drawn on you, you would not give a fuck. You would go at them, you know, swinging and, you know, charging at them. Not saying that you should do that. That's a really bad idea, especially if you are of the African American persuasion. It's not a good idea. But you are your best warrior. You are your best advocate. You are your best anything that you are your best defense attorney. You got energy, okay? You got energy. You got fire. You are an extremely passionate person. Whatever you do, whatever you say, it comes off extremely passionate. People may perceive that as angry, but you perceive it as passion, and that's just you. That's just who you are. You have a lot of determination to go after what you want. You have an extreme amount of power to go after what you want. You have an energy, and this is what you admire about yourself. You do not back down. You just don't back down. You don't back down to, your friends. You don't back down to your family. You don't back down to authority figures. You don't back down. And that could cause a lot of, dissonance with the people around you. You may provoke people around you a lot, and you might really love getting a reaction out of people. You might love triggering people a lot. Your ability to trigger people might be something that you admire about yourself. You might have some Scorpio in your chart. Scorpio, maybe Libra, maybe Capricorn as well. Significant maybe Pluto placements in your chart where you don't mind being the bad guy. You don't mind being the person who is, people are angry at. You don't mind that. I don't think you mind that at all. And this could be good for managerial positions. This could be good for positions of leadership as well. This could be good for, and it could be bad for, this could promote some anger issues. I'm not even gonna lie. Or it could just promote some extreme inner tension with you in yourself. But I think that whatever inner tension you have, you express it on the outside. And it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna hold that in. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna tell you how I feel. And I'm gonna show you what the fuck is up, okay? And if you have a problem with it, there's the door. I love that. That's some energy right there. That's what you admire about yourself. You don't take shit from anybody. You don't let anybody tell you who you are. You don't mind being the bad guy. You don't mind being the bad guy because you're extremely powerful. You have a lot of energy. Okay, I love that. If you ever wanted Cardi B, okay, just Cardi B. That's all you gotta know. Cardi B has this configuration, and that's her energy. So, how do other people admire you? You are one of a kind, my love. Don't take no shit. Hey, I like that. You are one of a kind. You're extremely original person. People have never met anyone like you, and it's like, whoa, when people meet you or people who have known you, they're like, I don't know anybody like this person that I know. This person that's in my life, I don't know anybody like them, and they are just one of a kind. People can try to imitate, people can try to replicate, people can try to duplicate. They will not do it, okay? They can try to be like you. There's never going to be another one like you. People admire your uniqueness, your originality, your quirks that make you you. You are extremely fascinating because people just have never experienced anything like you. People can try to duplicate you. Say you have like an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend and they try to replace you. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Man, I am hyped off of this card right here. It's crazy. I love it. Okay, then we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. You drop people like flies. You drop your problems like flies. You don't give a fuck. Like, homegirl does not, or homeboy does not care. Like, whatever problems you have, you really don't let them bother you for that long. Like, you move on very quickly. I feel like you don't allow yourself to carry baggage. You like keep it pushing, keep it moving forward. You don't dwell on the burdens that you have in life. Like, you just focus on your blessings that you have in the present. And whatever burdens you have, they can wait for later. And people really admire that about you. Like, you just keep it pushing. Like, you could have the whole world on your shoulders, your family, your job, your husband, your wife. You have all this on you, but you just move through life like you don't have all this burden on you. And with the Grand Provoker card, like I said, it also gives a lot of ability to handle a lot of energy. When you have this configuration in your chart, for example, God gives you a lot of energy to handle a lot. And you handle so much that it just seems like nothing to you. It could seem like a lot to other people, But to you, it's like it's nothing, you know? You are king energy. This is the emperor. King shit, okay? You got king energy going on in you. You are able to manage your kingdom. You're able to manage your life in a way that is so king-like. There's no other way I can put it. You are royal. You can handle a kingdom. You can handle so much, and so gracefully too, with such a royal nature. I love that. That's all the messages I'm getting right now. One of a kind. King energy. Ain't nobody gonna tell you what to do with your money, your life, your this, your that. You don't tolerate. You really don't tolerate. You don't tolerate people not doing what you tell them to do as well. I'm getting that too. Like, if I if you say, I told you to do this, and if you don't do that, feel my wrath. You're gonna feel the wrath. You're going to feel the wrath from you. Like, you're not with it. You're not the one. You're not the one. Like, you really are not the one to fuck with. I love that. I love that for you. I love that for you so much. Okay, pile 3. This was your reading. Real boss shit energy, okay? Keep that. I like that about you. If this reading resonated, please don't be afraid to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, book a personal reading, give me a little comment. It would help. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hello, pile 4. Those who chose our All Saints oil. This reading is for you. What you should admire about yourself. This is going to be that card up here. And then these 3 cards down here will be what other people admire about you. So, first and foremost, this is the card of what you admire about yourself, what you should admire about yourself if you don't admire about yourself already. 6th house routine. You're extremely organized. You are extremely logical, extremely matter-of-fact kind of person who likes to get things done in a very ABC 1, 2, 3 kind of way, if that makes sense. You know, just very organized, very clean. You might have a very nice body, very healthy body, maybe a very muscular body, very toned body, a body that is very healthy, and you try to keep up with that routine of maintaining that body, maintaining your environment so it's very clean and organized, maintaining your schedule so you're using your time very effectively. You really enjoy, you know, just keeping everything as it should. Like, you might have a solid routine that you follow every day. Wake up, do stretches, drink coffee, go for a run, have breakfast. You know, it's, you know, you have your day planned. You might have significant Virgo placements. You might have significant 6th house placements. Yes. Very cool. So this is what other people admire about you down here. Okay. So we have the 7 of Swords. And when I see this card, specifically this card from this deck, like, you're good at, I think, honey pie. Now, I think people can sense that, you know, you may be there with them, but you're not really there with them. I think people can sense that, you know, you're physically there with them, but your mind is somewhere else. I think people admire your ability to be fake. I think people admire your, okay, now I get it. So let's say that you have a sales job, right? And typically you might be a very grouchy person. Like, people who know you, people who love you, who are close to you might say, oh, this person is, pretty grouchy. I think people admire your ability to go to, to continue with the example, you go to that sales job and you put on the most amazing customer service face. You get awards, you get, accolades for being a great customer service person. But when you get back home, you're not that person at all. And I think people really admire your ability to, like, be fake. And I know being fake and being disingenuous can be not a really great thing, but I think I think people really admire that about you, because you can turn it on when you want to, and you can turn it off and then be your real self when you want to. Like, you're so good at presenting a whole different part, like alter ego, a whole different personality that can get you far. Or, it's just like this: listen, I'm doing what I have to do right now. This is the person I have to be right now. This is not who I am all the time. And I can very much just turn that off, because the person I am right now, the person that I'm showing to you right now, is not me. And it's only just for my benefit, so I can get what I want. But, when I come home, like, I turn that off. I turn that all the way off. And you relax in your beauty, in your comfort, and in the space that you've created for yourself. You really, this is the Queen of Cups, and you just, you chill. You chill in your peace. You chill in being okay. You chill in your routine. The routine that you've created for yourself has you sitting pretty. Your body's right. Your house is right. Your work is good. Your money's good. Come on. You got stuff. You have assets, honey. Okay? You got assets. You organize. You got one of them Dyson vacuums that are lightweight, that cost like $400. You know what I mean? Like, you sitting pretty. Your hair's done. Body done, nails done, feet done, hair done. Like, you shop at Sephora. You shop, you don't look at the price tag. You don't care. Because you gotta go and do the thing that you gotta do. And it could be that at work, you gotta put on this fake mask, but it's like, bro, I'm here to get my money and go. I'm here to get my money and go, so I can just be at my crib, be at my home, be in my life, and just sit pretty like this. Glass of wine, glass of really nice white wine, feet warmers. I'm seeing 1,000 count sheets. You love luxury, and you work to maintain that life, a beautiful life. I feel like you want to have a home that's kind of like out of a magazine. You want to have a life that's out of a magazine, or you just want to be in a life that's out of a magazine. Like, when you get home, when you get back to, your real life after being fake all day, you can sit pretty, have nice jewelry, have just nice things for yourself. And people really admire that about you. People admire that, the things that you're doing, the routine that you have for yourself is working really well in your favor. And it's working in a way that you are like an ideal almost. You are calm. You are peaceful in your life. You find peace in your routine. And people really admire that about you. And people also admire how generous you can be. People love how generous you can be. You are really you might be very generous, especially with your friends, I'm hearing. You might love to spoil your friends. You might love to spoil your family. I'm getting hot girl energy. And you could be a man, it doesn't really matter, but what I'm getting is, like, I'm a hot girl. I do hot shit. You don't Something that I'm getting is like you don't necessarily need a partner to, you know, have what you want, or to fulfill you. I feel like people really admire that you are just in your own world, in your own energy, in your you know, in your life, and you're comfy and you're cozy and you're generous, you're charitable. You know, I'm getting really good divine feminine energy, but like worker babe, you know what I mean? You could be a man, but this is just like, you know, worker boo. You know, you are a worker and you work hard for what you have, and you're not stingy with what you have. You know, you love to invite people over to your crib. You love to give people gifts. You know, you have so much for yourself that you really enjoy giving to others. You love giving to others. And you love giving to yourself more than anything. And you love being yourself. I love that. I love that for you. And it's all because you honor your routine, the routine that you have. Your routine keeps you sane, and not a lot of people, okay, like not a lot of people can be like that, you know. Not a lot of people can be so rigid. You might be a bit rigid in your routine, but it's gotten you, you still have a great heart. You know, you're sitting pretty and you're generous, and you know, you got that good white voice. If you've ever seen Sorry to Bother You, you got that good white voice at work. It's beautiful, and that's true humanity. I love this pile a lot. Yes, girl or guy, you get that bread, then leave. Get that bread and then leave and go back to your life. Okay, I love that for you. Extremely rich, generous, and just fit. You good, baby. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Or no, pile 4, that was your reading. If this reading resonated, please give this video a like, a comment, subscription, follow me on Instagram. You know the vibes. Okay, all right guys, have a great day. Bye. Hello to everybody who chose the star pile. This is your reading on why people admire you and why you should admire yourself, first and foremost. So this card for my Black Moon Astrology deck will be why you should admire yourself. And these 3 cards down here are why other people admire you. So first and foremost, why do you admire yourself, and why should you admire yourself? Woo! Blue, blue, blue. 11th house, friends. You admire yourself because you have a lot of friends. You admire yourself because you are extremely a social person. You love to go out, you love to party, you love to have a good time with your friends. You might have a very healthy network of friends. You might have a very large group of friends. You might have a very small group of friends. It doesn't matter, but your friends are, you pride yourself on being a very good friend. Like when people need you, you're there. When your friends need you, you're there. You offer good advice, you offer good counsel, you offer, you know, a place to just chill. Like your friend, you love your friends and your friends love you. You love being a great friend, you love socializing with your friends. You pride yourself on having good friends. You know, you love having good friends. You love having great friends. You pride yourself. You love that you are, you know, you're a people person. You love being a people person. This is 11th house, friends. You love, this is the house of Aquarius and Uranus. You pride yourself also on being, you know, maybe a bit zany, you know, to keep your friends entertained. Yeah, your friends mean a lot to you, and you really you make sure that you are a good friend. The friends that you have in your life, you make sure you take care of them, whether that is, you know, whether you have a small circle of friends or a large circle of friends. You make sure that whatever friends that you have, you make sure that you are a good friend to them, and you're available, and you're willing to do what it takes to be a good friend. You know, some people will just be interacting with one another and they call that friendship. No, you have good friends. You are a good friend. And you love that you're a good friend. You love to be a good friend. You admire that about yourself. Okay, let's get into what other people admire about you. Okay, so we have the Five of Swords here. I think that people admire you because, and this is a message I've been getting for like a lot of the piles. You brave through difficulty. You're extremely brave, and your bravery has other people shook. You know, your bravery sets an example for other people, sets a precedent for other people. You see how that lion is looking over at the man, you know, who killed the jaguar? It's like, oh shit, I don't want to fuck with him. He killed the jaguar. I'm not gonna mess with that man. So everything that you've been through, people see that and it's like, whoa, that person is not one to mess with. You might be extremely protective. You might be extremely you're with the static. Like, you're not afraid. Like, you're not afraid to get into a fight. You're not afraid to go up against a battle. You're not afraid to go up against authority. I'm hearing, but you're not afraid to brave some type of difficulty. You're not afraid. It don't faze you. A lot does not faze you, and I think people admire your ability to get through really difficult situations and seemingly up against incredible forces, and you just keep it pushing. You really do. Like, yeah, this is a setback, or yeah, I could have almost died there, but you know what? Did I die? No. Did I die? No. And now everybody knows that I'm not the one. And people really admire that about you. People see that about you. People acknowledge that about you. That you are not the one to mess with. Because you got that sword on you and you know how to use it. And you're not afraid to get into a fight. You're not afraid to be a martyr. Also, you're not afraid to sacrifice yourself for a cause, or for the well-being of a group, you know, for your friends. You're not afraid to maybe sacrifice yourself for the sake of the group. You might have some Libra in your chart. Maybe Aquarius and Libra is showing up for me. Oh, let me get my pillow. Gotta just lay down. So, and then we have the Four of Swords. This is about so the story of this guy on the card. This is an African god. He's the creator of mankind, and he's the creator of mankind, and he created mankind and then left because, you know, he can't really interfere with the plan that God has for mankind. You know what I mean? He has to let it go. He can't really interfere like that. So he created his creation, which is humanity, and left. So with that, I get the feeling that you can detach pretty easily. People admire your ability to detach. Like I said, 11th house up here is the house of like Aquarius. We know Aquarius. We love Aquarius, but Aquarius is very is not extremely emotionally available. Sometimes they're very social, but they're not always the most emotionally available people. So I think people admire your ability to create something and then just like seemingly detach and walk away and not really give a fuck. So say for instance, like, oh, you're chatting up with this guy, you're flirting with this guy or girl, and you know, they're into it, you're into it, and then you can just leave and just be like, who? And go on to the next person. You know, I think people admire your ability to just like emotionally detach from things that you've already created. Like, you started something, bro, and you're not gonna finish it? Like, what? Okay. That's funny. Like, that's what people think about you. I think people admire your ability to take the high road in situations as well. When you're faced with difficulty, when you're faced with, you know, you just take the high road. You don't really entertain drama, but you could if you wanted to. Like, if you really want to go there, we could do it, like, we really could, but you're not going to. You don't necessarily even really want to, but you will if you're so provoked, you know. Look at that. Oops, sorry. Damn. Oh no. I want you to see something really quick. So you see how man's has the jaguar dead and how man's has the jaguar on his back? Like, yeah. I don't have to, but I will. I don't have to, but I will. Best believe. I think with that message as well, like, you really take from the situations that you're in, and you learn and you move on. Like, whatever conflicts you're in, you take from it and you move on. Like, you don't necessarily have to get physical, you don't have to get violent, you don't have to get verbally abusive, but whatever tough situation, you take what you can, what you learn from the situation, and you move on, and you detach, and you forget about it, and it's done. It's done. And this final card right here, let's get into it, B. This is the World. You just have a lot of power over a lot of things and people. You are some type of divine chaos, man. You are a bit of a chaotic person. You might have some Gemini placements in your chart. So what did I say? I said Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini is showing up in this chart, in this pile for me. You have a hold on the world around you that is just so admirable. And people see that. People see, you know, the control and the command that you have. People see how loved you are by other people. Like, you might be a party person. Like, you just might be a party person, guys. I'm thinking that you're a party person, and you are the type of person to come into the club, come into the party, be like, hey, yo, that's my friend over there, that's my friend over there, that's my friend over there, what's good? And then you might be confronted with somebody at a bar, but you're like, nah, I'm not gonna fight. But that person throws hands at you, you throw hands back because you were provoked, and you know what, you were like, okay, maybe I could have handled that situation a lot better, but I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna forget about this. This was like a lapse of judgment, and and people love to see it. I think people love to see you just in action. People are in awe of you in action in the world, and just observing you as an entity, you as a concept, you as you. Just people love just observing you and like seeing how seemingly weird and bizarre you are. Like, you're just an anomaly to people. You know what I mean? And you are just so interesting to observe. You are an extremely interesting person to observe, and I think people love it when you come around, because they're like, oh, what's so and so about to get into? Oh, what's so and so about to do? You know, that's fun. You're a fun person, and people admire that about you. People love to have fun with you. People really love to have fun with you. Okay. I think I'm gonna cut the reading off here, guys. If this reading resonated, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. Find me there. I do readings there as well on my Instagram, just every now and then. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello to the final pile, Keisha Cole. So if you chose Keisha Cole, this is your reading in regards to what you should admire about yourself and how other people admire you. So these 3 cards down here will be how other people admire you, and this card right here is going to be how you should admire yourself and how you admire yourself. Virgo, analyze. I think you pride yourself off of being a very matter-of-fact person. You don't necessarily and this doesn't mean that you don't like to have your emotions kind of rule your body and rule your decision making, but I feel like you prefer to have your logical mind rule your decision making in your mind and how you process the world and how you go about the world. You really admire that. You might be very clean, you might be very organized, you might be very good at math. So anything having to do with logic and concrete things. You might be a scientist, you might be a STEM major or something like that, something that requires you to kind of put away your emotions and really focus on things that are tangible and physical. You might be really into your health. You might be really into making a good impression on people. You might be really into making a really good impression with people. You might pride yourself on just having a routine that you follow, a morning routine, day routine, nighttime routine. Like you're very ABC 1 2 3 about your day. Like there's no room for movement or straying off the path. Like you love having a routine every day that you do. I forgot which pile it was, damn, but the similar message came up in another pile. So these cards down here, let me move them up. I didn't even notice. These cards down here are how other people see you and admire you. What do other people admire about you? Okay, so we have the page of cups. I think people admire that you're I'm getting that you're a bit closed off. People admire that you're not like extremely, like you don't give nothing, you know what I mean? But you don't give a lot. Like you're not extremely emotional, you're very composed. You don't get extremely passionate about things. People admire that about you. From this entire pile, like right here, I can just tell that you're not an extremely emotional person. You don't necessarily get very fired up about a lot of things. You don't necessarily get very riled up about a lot of things, but you're not extremely not emotional. You see, we have the moon in reverse, so I'm getting like some emotional, like just like you don't show that, we don't show that. You know what I mean? Emotions are for the weak, is what I'm getting. People admire that you don't get really riled up about things. You don't, but you do have, and there is something beneath the surface of you that is very emotional. When I see this card, I see this man's face. And I'm seeing that he looks very stoic to me, but he's still offering a cup. So it's not that you're not emotional, you don't have emotions. It's just that you offer very little. And I think people admire that about you because when people want to be logical and they don't necessarily want all the emotions and all the self-interest and all the fire and emotions that come with you or people in general. You tend to, I feel like there's a part of you that is very balanced with your emotions, but you just don't give a lot. You don't give a lot, and people admire that about you because you can be the person who people go to when they want just some logic, real hard facts about a situation, real hard facts about life. You're not one to be extremely passionate. Even if you are, you're very cool, calm, and collected about your passions. Very cool, calm, and collected about dealing with your emotional life. And I'm not saying that you're not emotional, but you tend to prefer logic over your emotions, and people admire that about you. Because being too emotional can just be overwhelming for people. And you might have come from a family where one or both of your parents were extremely emotional. Like emotions were quite volatile, and so because of that, you've learned to kind of keep your emotions in check and kind of hide your feelings away, but not be completely closed off. Like, you're aware of your emotions, you have emotions, you feel emotions, but you just keep them under tight lock and key. And people admire that about you, and you admire that about yourself, and you should love that about yourself, because you can be like a professor, maybe you can be you could be a judge, maybe you could be just someone who is very much dealing with logic and doesn't and will not allow, you know, emotional bias to sway you, you know. And it could seem like, you know, you're maybe provoking people at times. It could be very frustrating for people. I'm not even gonna front. Maybe I'm projecting, but you give. You do give. You have your little cup. I'm like, this is all you're gonna get. Emotionally. I'm not a psychopath, but, you know, I'm not one to be extremely emotional. And that's just you. And that's okay. That's lovely, honestly. Yeah. You can offer people a very solid, logical care. Yeah. That's all I'm getting for you guys. I know I keep saying the same thing, you know, but this is, yes, this is who you are, and this is what people admire about you. You're logical, take care of your body. Don't necessarily, you might be celibate. You might not like giving your sexual energy out as well. That's just for a few of you. Yes, okay. I think I'm gonna cut your reading off here because I literally have nothing else to say. Yeah, okay. So if this reading resonated, this is like the shortest reading of them all. If this reading resonated, please give this video a like, a comment, subscription to my channel, follow me on Instagram, all that is in the description box below. And I hope you have a very good day, and I hope that you return to this channel one day. Okay, bye.